Hello, beautiful people. This is Ulysses Insight. I am Kirk, and with me is JM, the GM.
Hello.
So, where can people find you, JM? And how are you? What do you do for Ulysses Spiel?
You gave me the sweet title GM in residence, and that's sort of how people have known me historically. I run the Ulysses Spiel actual plays for the English speaking side, or at least the kind of regular actual plays, because we do a ton of other ones on the stream. Right now, we're kicking off our new Torg campaign. We did our session 0. We've got 2 of our 3 introductory one shots done. Um, I also write for Ulysses. I contribute to several lines. I've got several other projects that are on the back burners, and then I actually have my own thing that I do on the Iconic Production channel, where I do behind the screen twice a week, where I just talk about game development and games, and then I've got 2 other shows on there, 3 other shows on there. So that's kind of where I'm at. What
So you're
about?
not busy at all.
I'm not busy at all. I just
Yeah.
stay busy all the time. Hey, it's Rook. Rook, always good to see you, bud.
And another sub bomb. Jeebus, man. Save some money for people who actually need it.
Hey, listen, generosity knows no bounds, and Rook's
This is
generosity
true.
is well known.
This is true. This is true. For those people who do not know, my name is Kirk. I am the U.S. Communications and Community Manager for for Ulysses Spela in North America and the English language world.
Yes,
Ah, so much
so much, so many
eventful.
hats.
It is, yeah, it's interesting. I have nowhere near as many awesome tricks of the trade as JM does. So let's jump over to with no segue
That's
whatsoever.
right, no segue.
Uh, let's go ahead and go over what this show is
Yes,
actually
what is Ulysses
for and
Insight?
what?
What is Ulysses Insights, Kirk?
Oh man, you ruined my line. I was going to pass that over to you.
Oh,
Anyway,
well,
uh,
I will
no, this
answer my
is.
question with a question.
Uh-oh. So Ulysses Insight is basically taking the place of Ulysses World.
Mm-hmm.
It is general news for Ulysses Spila and uh, Ulysses. Well, pretty much everything in the English, all the English titles for Ulysses
Yeah.
Spila. We're going to be in general. We try and keep you apprised of where things may be in the process for Kickstarters and uh, just where along the process even Aurora may be,
Mm.
which we'll get back to that later.
Yes.
Uh, we are not going to be looking at, it's not so much a review place, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to make any predictions on release dates or launch dates or who's writing for how many cookies on which day.
Right. There
That's
were so
all.
many retractions that had to get published because there's so many things behind the scenes that can and do go wrong that it's just easier for us to say, hey, if you tune into Ulysses Insights, we're going to talk about the things that are about to launch or about to release or have just launched and have just released, as opposed to making statements that have so many variables that we're to keep making the same statement and kick the can down the road. Doesn't do anybody any favors.
Yeah, development is in no way, shape, or form a Swiss clock. It is more like herding cats on speed. So,
You
let's
paint
see.
a vivid mental image, Kirk.
Yeah, well, it could be a hyperkinetic super ball,
Yeah?
but
A super
I'm not
heavy
going to
fun
go there.
ball?
Yes. So, what we offer as Ulysses Spila, we have several English lines, one of which is Torg Eternity. It is pretty much the it is a re-envisioning of
Mm-hmm.
Torg from the 1990s. I would say it's actually an improved version, um, where your action movies are documentaries, and you got everything from Domino Masks to Hollow Earth to Cyberpunk to horror,
Yeah, Mad Max
Victorian
meets.
style,
Uh,
or techno horror
yeah,
of Tharkold.
yeah.
I think I missed one on that, but I can't remember at this point.
Oh, Pan Pacifica's got the like your Gene mods and mecha suits and Electric
Well, I was
Samurai.
yeah, I was considering that one more the cyberpunk, and I don't know how to explain the cyber papacy.
Like for me, the cyber papacy is really like if Shadowrun was instead of corporations was run by a very techno-gnostic view of the medieval Catholic Church. So terrifying in its own right. But it's got the
Eh,
magic kind of got like it's that weird subgenre of cyberpunk with elves or cyberpunk with magic is represented
cool,
here as well.
cool. And we got inquisitors, right, for all the heresies going
That's
on.
right, we do.
Yes. Ooh, wavy hands. Um, our next title would be Fading Suns.
Yeah,
Pax Alexius is the new subtitle for this. Ooh, JM has the
I
books. I think he's
do.
got all the
I've got all of the
books,
books here to
at least
show
that
off
we have
later in a segment.
released.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we did a Kickstarter
Hmm.
for New Horizons, which covers Voldrock space and how the Voldrock came to be, and some adventures within that.
Hmm.
Um, to going from eh, give you a little bit of whiplash. We're going to go over to the Aventuria card game.
Yeah. You want me
Uh,
to take the lead on this one?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so the Aventuria card game is great. It's set in the world of the Dark Eye Aventuria, and it is a co-op. It's a very unique game in the fact that you can play it in like dual mode where you build your decks and you fight a la is it Card Crack the Gathering? Is that how that is pronounced? It's a weird pronunciation, but I've heard it both ways. But it really shines where you come together as a group and you play. Each person is their own hero, and it's got a ton of adventures that you read through the story together as a group. You make skill checks that affect the final outcome, and then you have a large battle. And you can chain these this adventure game scenarios together to form kind of an overarching little campaign that you play through. Your characters get experience. You get to add new treasure cards into your deck. Um, and you get to experience kind of the fun of a role-playing game kind of boiled down into about a 30 to 45-minute experience. It's sort of an adventure card game. We should do in one of our later insights, we should do kind of a look at what products we have out already for the Aventuria card game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we can do that next month
that would
then.
be awesome. I got them sitting on the shelf right here. This is the Aventuria section of my bookshelf. So,
You have a much more organized bookshelf than mine.
well, I mean, it always gets seen on stream, so I got to make sure I've got it
There is that.
looking nice.
There
And
is
then
that.
we've Ulysses has really bought into the Foundry virtual tabletop environment.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. We're gonna do it. I'm preparing a series of small videos that we're gonna upload directly to YouTube, kind of showing them off. But we have Torg, the Living Land for Torg, and then a ton of Dark Eye modules, including they
Yes.
just released what was it, Gods of Aventuria and the Aventuria Compendium.
Compendium.
Yeah, in available at the F Shop, which is Ulysses' online marketplace.
Normally, this would be any other time I'd be putting links into chat. I'm not really in the place to put links into chat.
No,
So we'll have to put them somewhere else.
yeah,
Um, wow. So that's currently the lines that we have.
yeah,
Um, moving on, there's some news involving those lines.
yeah.
Aurora is shipping to all backers at this point. Many of them have already received it. Some people are still waiting, like JM, who just got bad news from Amazon. Or was it Amazon? Oh no, that was for something else.
No, I did get bad news on my Oroch box. It's out in the
Oh
ether
no.
somewhere. We'll
Did,
see what happens.
what do you mean in the ether somewhere?
I'll let you know when it
Okay.
arrives. But when it does get here, I do have a plan to do the next installment of Zane Talks Torg, a new official-ish show where Zane and I will do my 9.5-year-old and I will do our unboxing of the Oroch box because he loves Torg even more than I do, and that's saying something. So
That's awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to hear his feedback on Aurora.
yeah,
Uh, Gospogs for everybody.
he loves the Gospogs. I think that was our last video where we went through all of the Gospogs and talked about his favorites.
Oh, which one?
Oh man, he loves all of them, but
Oh, okay.
I think he established the cyber papacy ones were his favorite.
Now you have to make me go read.
I know.
Speaking of well, no. Yeah, speaking of Kickstarter, actually, um, we are taking all of our English titles from, yes, from Game on Tabletop to Kickstarter, mostly because it seems like the English language world prefers uh, Kickstarter to Game on Tabletop. Now, along with that, what we have looking at going on is a new Kickstarter for Fading Suns called Lost Worlds. Um, that is exactly what it sounds like. It is worlds that have been hidden behind jump gates that are either broken, closed, or just not working. Or maybe they don't have a key for it anymore.
Right.
Um, it's all of those things that went dark when the Second Republic went dark. So we'll see where that goes. Looking forward to it. I don't have a date for it yet, but we'll tell you when we have one.
We will, and we'll do it. We're planning to do an exclusive show when that happens, where we're going to get Bill and Andrew on to talk about it and really hype train up what is coming out in Lost Worlds.
Oh, to geek out on that one. That'll
Yeah,
be fantastic.
because you actually found the Fading Sun stream first, right, Kirk? That's kind of how you
Mm-hmm.
came into this whole orbit, if you will.
Oh yeah. My job here is entirely due to Fading Suns.
Hey,
Finding you and the crew of the Oh Boy on Twitch, and then finding all of the history on YouTube, watching all of that between the Oh Boy streams and bippity boppity boo, here I am.
yeah,
It's surreal
it
still.
is. It is. It's amazing how. Uh, I mean, but the Pan Creator works in mysterious ways to make an in-world reference joke.
Yeah, I could probably burnish my soul a bit more,
Well,
but you know what? I'm a league person at heart,
there you
and
go.
I'm a dirty, dirty heretic. So
Well, do
Uh,
we want to go into our last segment where we talk about we're at the end of every show we're going to talk specifically about one of the game lines and kind of what's out there, why you should be excited about it, and why actually more why we're excited about it, because this is insights. This isn't a news show. This is like giving you behind the scenes on like what we love about the games that are out there.
um, yeah, I mean, since we're already here, let's go ahead and go with that Fading Suns, because there is one last piece of news that is been long in the works, but it's kind of mythic. So
Okay, so do you want to do that now or later?
no, let's
I was like,
let's
you
do the
just
show off. I mean, really.
all right.
Oh no, no, I want to. You know what? People have waited 6 years at this point in time. A few more minutes before I
Good Lord, no,
actually give
I don't.
some
This is not on my
information about
list.
it.
This is not on my list. I don't know what we're talking about. All right, well,
Oh,
Fading Suns. So, Fading Suns is a space opera setting set up by Ulysses. This is, I think, technically the fifth edition of the game,
yes.
something like that.
No. Fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah, I mean in drive through
Yeah.
it's like Fading Suns 4.
Okay, so this is the
So,
fourth edition of the game, and it is if you enjoy things like Dune, Star Wars. It's sort of a medieval space science fantasy game, kind of taking in all like imagine if we were to pick up Earth's history, fall of Rome, or rise and fall of Rome, uh, Middle Ages, and then take it thousands of years into the future and have all of that happen after we develop space travel. That is what you have. So you have a church that is broken up into factions, but is still very powerful. You have, even the like the core classes in the game are those who rule, those who pray, those who work, and those who trade. Right? Those were kind of the
yeah,
four main social strata, if you will, in the
it,
Middle
and
Ages.
that's exactly, and
Yeah,
that's exactly why they're classes, because they're social
they're
class.
social
So,
classes. So you can do. I mean, the neat thing about Fading Suns is one, its role mechanic. It uses one roll for everything, and it is very simple. You have an attribute plus a skill. That's your target number. You want to roll under that on a d20. If you roll exactly what you need, you critically succeed. A 20 is always a failure. I've just explained 90% of Fading Suns to you. Uh, but it's got great rules for social combat and space combat and personal combat and exploration and multiple different types of theurgy, which is the power of prayer, and psionics, and the antinomist magic, which is really dark and terrible. Um,
Clepothic, I believe, is
yeah,
where it's actually supposed to be.
and I mean, I think you can see it. We'll have more art in our next episode, but it's a beautifully laid out book. The art throughout here, I think, like I love Tord, I love running Tord, but I think Fading Suns is the most beautiful books that Ulysses offers right now. That's just my personal opinion. Like the spot gloss on the cover art is great. The core game is the character book, which is everything you need for characters. It does have a
Mm-hmm.
sweet GM screen. See if I can get a good show off of that. Ta-da!
Pa!
You also have so the core game. You also need these two books. So the character guide has all of the rules for the game. That's really all that you
Mm-hmm.
need. But they do have a game master's book and a universe book, and they're both pretty slim. They're easy to get through. They're easy to digest.
Yes.
And those three books come together in kind of you can get them as a set. They also have these great little splat books called the Imperial Dossiers, and so they've offered three to start, and there's going to be three more coming. So you have the Earth Ortho. Let me put it in. You got the Reeves Guild. Yep.
Reeves Guild.
So the Reeves are the paper, like basically like the Lawyers Guild. I know that there was someone in the crew of the Oh Boy who found them fascinating, yet chose not to play them. You have House Hawkwood, so one of the noble houses. And
Mm-hmm.
you have the Orthodox, which is kind of the main faction of the church. And I assume the goal is, as we continue to roll out, we're going to see all of the different sub factions get their own breakout books.
That is the idea.
Oh, we have someone. So we have some people in chat, and one of them is like, "Oh, this is not good. We're introducing a new game." Um,
Well, Guildmaster Scott, it's only because we love you.
and so yeah, yeah. And as you found out last night in the Torg chat, we tend to give away PDFs from time to time in the chat. The other two books we have are the Intrigues and Escapades, which is a kind of conspiracy that kind of runs through its two adventures, if you will. And then
Mm-hmm.
the faction setting book, which again, just like the cover art is spectacular and gorgeous on this. And this covers covers some extra factions. So you've got some minor houses, minor sects, minor guilds, some
Mm-hmm.
of the pagan religions that are in the Fading
In the
Suns
Voltorock.
universe. And I mean, there's just a ton of stuff here. This game, like, and I ran Fading Suns for almost 4 years straight on stream. If you want to go check it out, it's on the Ulysses International YouTube. I did everything from bank heists to political intrigue to faction intrigue among the church, Indiana Jones style relic hunts,
Giant dragons.
a giant dragon. They fought void krakens. I did a horror episode. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this game, because it's not that the mechanics are. I don't want. It's not a rules light game.
It's the
It's got,
setting that allows it
yeah,
more than the mechanics.
yeah,
At least that's how, that's how I get it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the setting allows the mechanics are just there's just enough there to make sure that you have a good basis for anything that you want to do. Damage is really simple. The leveling up, I use the optional rule for incremental advances to kind of spread the advancement out, and that worked really well for the stream show. It is a game that has a lot of tokens that get passed back and forth. So the GM pack comes with the GM screen, the jump gate map. Because here's the thing: Fading Suns does not have FTL as many sci-fi games do. There is a jump gate network, and so going from one side of the universe takes time, even though each individual jump is nearly instantaneous. And then it's got a great playmat so that you can and cardboard punch-out tokens so that you can have the well, you can have all of your victory points that get spread around at the table. Um, yeah, I need to get another Fading Suns game going,
Tokens.
Kirk.
Tokens.
And
And
it
I
has.
think these are also still around too.
I need
The
to get a set
metal
of those.
VP and Watt and the weird tokens.
I need to talk with somebody at Kirk to talk about getting a set of those.
Oh, I thought we still had some.
Well, let me know if we do. I don't have it. I don't. I do not have any of these. Oh, they're gorgeous.
There's a weird token. Obverse and back, both the same. And there we go, Firebird.
Oh yeah, the
A
credit chips.
yeah, and a Firebird. This is a 5-value Firebird.
Awesome. Very cool.
So
So we're gonna go over one of the games that Ulysses does every sessions or every Ulysses Insights. Some of the times it'll be, hey, we're gonna look at this Cosm, or we're gonna look at this game line, or we're gonna look at this Aventuria expansion. Sometimes I'm going to force Kirk to log on to Foundry and show off some new Foundry module that we have so that we can show everyone else kind of what it can do. It does, like, I will say, there are plans to work with Roll20 to get more
mm-hmm.
functionality for Torg and Darkeye. But I got to tell you, the Foundry modules are spectacular, like for Torg and for Darkeye. I've been playing
Oh
around
yeah,
with them. They're a lot of fun.
Foundry has done an amazing job
Mm-hmm.
with bringing those modules to light and life. So Anything else you have on Fading Suns?
Aside from the fact that, again, if you guys want to go check it out, go check out the old Oh Boy adventures on the YouTube channel, the Ulysses International YouTube channel. We have all but the first two adventures on there. The first two adventures were not streamed. We were still getting they were like our test runs to get everything together, but we referenced them quite a bit in the game. And we had just an amazing crew. It was lightning in a bottle, and sort of launched the Ulysses International Twitch channel for the English side, which was a
Yep.
very cool thing to be a part of.
Guildmaster Scott,
You were there when the old
to
magic happened.
answer that question for Fantasy Grounds, if we did, it would probably be fan side work.
Mm-hmm.
We are truly putting a lot of effort into utilizing Foundry. And I can understand the pain with the question in Fantasy Grounds, because I've got a license for that one too.
Yeah.
And
And the new Unity
it,
is really just a wonderful experience in playing that. But
yeah. Um, if you have anything, I got one last thing.
I'm now sitting. Hold on. I'm on the edge of my seat for this this big news reveal that.
Okay, so long ago, back when Kickstarter was young and impressionable, um, Ulysses Spila bought the IP for a game called a Myth.
Mm-hmm.
And this was during the Journeyman expansion Kickstarter, where the company that originally produced it or went through the Kickstarter started having issues. We picked it up with the intent of finishing out the production run for it because we liked the product enough that we actually bought it. So I'm happy to say, with the Lunar New Year now firmly behind us, um, all of the minis, all of the add-ons, all of the stretch goals, and no, that is not a comprehensive list, because I know that somebody's going to want to read into that and say, well, what about this piece? If you don't already have it, it's probably going to be in the fulfillment that's coming up soon. Well, as soon as we get it, because it's currently waiting for a truck to take it to a place to wait for a ship. But that's where we are.
Excellent.
So almost done, almost done. And speaking of almost done, I think that's done for us.
Yeah, this was our first Ulysses Insight show. Thanks to everyone who jumped in on the chat. Always good to see you. I think our plan is once a month to just kind of do a touch
Mm-hmm.
base with the community, kind of give you some insight into the world of Ulysses. But again, we'll have spot episodes where we jump on, but also, yeah, this is not going to be like the Ulysses World format, where the Ulysses World format was like every week or every other week, and we're trying to kind of give you every little bit of information that we have. This is more of a broader kind of zoomed back. Let's look at Ulysses as a whole, maybe expose you guys to games that you didn't know we were doing, talk about products that you maybe didn't know we had. And again, Kirk and I just get to sit in front of the camera and nerd out about role-playing games. So this is just, a joy for us.
Or ham, or be absolutely terrified
Yeah.
because, cameras. So yeah, all of that. We are looking at the first Wednesday of every month for it, around the same time, 3 Central, 2 Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
because those seem to be the time frames that actually matter for some people,
Yeah.
like me and JM.
Like me and Jay.
Um,
Well, I am Jay. Like me and Kirk. Like this.
yeah, I could be as awesome as you, but I would never be as awesome as you.
Psh,
So,
that's because you're way
ha
more
ha
awesome.
ha. Okay.
Yeah,
So now
yeah.
we're getting into that one. Yeah, okay. So I got a hot dish for you. Just wait for it, man. Um, with that, uh, beautiful people, thank you so very much for coming to the
Yes.
show. Thank you for being here. It's a half hour you could have spent anywhere else listening to anybody else, and we appreciate you coming
Yeah,
by.
100%.
So have a great day. Cheers.